Welcome to Kemma's Never Seen It. I'm Kemma, and before I get into business of the movie we'll be talking about today, I just want to start by saying Happy Black History Month. I will not delve into the political standpoint, but I will say Black History Month is something that will not be erased. Black history is something that has happened, continues to happen, and continues to impact everything as we know it. That being said, I really wanted to make sure that I watched movies this month that were more centered around Black actors, actresses, and we are going to be starting off with the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Admittedly, I did try to look up a lot of different Valentine's Day movies that were about, Black love and different Black rom-coms, and we need to do better. First of all, every list I saw recommended Love and Basketball. I've seen Love and Basketball, and I don't know about you, that movie is not a love movie. It is a horror movie. And a lot of other Black movies that we have centered around love and things like that, they just always have this they never really end well. It always has some bad undertone, and I don't like that. But I persevered. I did find some, and again, we're starting off with this one here. As always, let's see what this movie is about based on the DVD cover summary. Get ready to groove with this heartwarming comedy full of love and friendship starring sexy Angela Bassett, and oh my god, she looks so good in this movie. And comic superstar and Academy Award winner Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, accolades. Through good times and bad, Stella and Delilah have always had each other. Now, Stella is so busy building a life that she's forgotten how to live, but Delilah is about to change all that. What starts as a quick trip to Jamaica ends as an exhilarating voyage of self-discovery as Stella learns to open her heart and finds love, even if it's with a man 20 years her junior. A captivating comedy that's sure to entertain, How Stella Got Her Groove Back glows with warmth, humor, and tenderness. So, just like the summary said, Stella is a very busy woman. We start off in the movie. She's running. She's a runner. Turns out that she's also I believe, some kind of stockbroker or someone who's involved in stocks. And she goes into work on her day off. She's just a dedicated businesswoman. After that, we meet her sisters. We meet Angela, who's pregnant, and we meet Vanessa, who is Regina King. I love her so much. They try to hook her up with someone. They know that she's very career driven, very career focused, but they just feel like she needs a man to be able to basically fulfill everything that she has going on to help fit that missing puzzle piece. I will say the pregnant sister, Angela, don't like her, and I'll get more into that later. We find out that Stella has a son. She has a son named Quincy. I think he's around 11. I didn't guess his age in this one, but he's around 11. And she has, I believe, shared custody with her ex-husband. So she sends him off on a flight to go visit him. Let me also say, I think this movie was in the late 90s, if I'm not mistaken. What were the TSA rules? Because she just walked through a door, walked him up to the gate, and then he was able to go. What? We got TSA, we got all this stuff. You can't get past a certain point if you don't have a ticket. So I don't know, it's so weird. And also I noticed the person who was at the gate, probably one of the flight attendants, was Claudia Jordan. How do we know Claudia Jordan?
What's wrong with the Bob? Nothing.
We also know her from Deal or No Deal. That's where I first met her. But her being on Real Housewives, I was just like, who is this woman? I know who this is. It's Claudia. After she drops her son off at the airport to go take his flight to be with his dad, she goes back home. She's going to be alone for a while, and she sees this commercial about going to Jamaica, and she fantasizes about her being in the commercial and being on vacation. Once she does that, she calls her best friend Delilah, and she's just like, hey, let's go on this vacation.
Delilah, where are you, girl? I got a brilliant idea. Let's go to Jamaica. Are you game or lane? Call me back, ASAP.
2 seconds later, it's just like, no, never mind. And then Delilah's just like, girl, we're going on this vacation. You need it. You need to get out of the office. Take a break for once. Have fun for once. So Stella decides to go. She caves in, and she's on her way to Montego Bay. You can see she changes from her regular straight hair. She has her vacation braids. We know about vacation braids. I'm not even going on a vacation, but I need to redo this. And then when she gets there, she meets Delilah. Delilah's just like, ooh, I have these 2 guys for us. So get ready, because we're going to be, out and about with them. And there is, I'm not even going to say undertone. There's a lot of slut shaming in this movie. Slut shaming is obviously stupid, but again, this was back in the 90s, very much heavy male-centered, obviously, and misogynistic time. So this is what we got. But I love that Delilah's just like, girl, be a slut. Who cares?
I did not come all the way down here to turn into a slut. I did.
And I agree. Be safe, be smart, go for it. Who cares? But anyway, Stella is now, doing runs on vacation. She's swimming. Oh my God, this woman looks so good. This looks so good. Throughout the entire movie, I was just like, ma'am, you look so good. And I think I looked it up. She was in the movie, she's in her 40s. I think in real life, she was in her 40s. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Okay, I'm seeing a couple different things, but she was either 39 or 40. So she was around the age of how old she was in the movie. And she still looks good. Oh, she looks so, I just couldn't get over it. I'm sorry. She looks so good. But anyway, she goes to have breakfast, and that's where she meets Winston, which is Taye Diggs' character. And let me say something real quick about that. First of all, Winston, he was fine. He was fine. He was fine in the movie. But if you... There's something that I can't let go of when it comes to Taye Diggs, and I really tried to block it out for this movie because he was so fine. But I kept thinking of the movie Malibu's Most Wanted, and I kept thinking about all the TikToks he's done. He's so goofy and funny and kind of cringe, especially on TikTok. And my mind kept trying to backtrack to that. And I was just like, no, don't think about it, because look at him. But she ends up meeting Winston. They're talking a little bit, and she is just like, how old are you? He's 20. And then she tells him that she's 40. So obviously to her, that's automatically just like, ooh, what is this little boy doing over here? But he's into her. She's just like, you look good. Let's go to this pajama party that's happening tonight. Let's go see what's up. And she's just like, nah. Then after that, again, we get another shot of her swimming because she's just so beautiful. They have to show it every second that they can. And we meet Delilah with Buddy and Jay. Buddy and Jay are the two people that Delilah wanted her and Stella to hang out with while they're in Jamaica. I said that they were nasty men because they're just too horny. And I'm not a prude, I swear, but sometimes I can't do it. But they're just like, oh, we're going to this party thing tonight. Let's all go. And Stella is just like, no, I don't want to go. She ends up going. When she goes, Winston finds her and is just like, hey, I told you to be here at 10. I've been waiting for you all night. And then they kind of end up dancing and having a good time. It was a good vibe. And Delilah notices from across the way that she's with him. And it was just like, so what's this?
Hey! Hey! What are you doing?
She's dancing with me.
And who the hell are you?
Stella's just like, we're just having fun. We're dancing. It's fine. Blah, 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 blah. And then there's a scene where people at the party start getting naked. Again, I swear I'm not a prude. I'm really not. I feel like if I told someone I was a prude, they wouldn't believe me. But I was just like, why is everybody naked for? I didn't like it too much. But Stella and Winston ended up leaving. And then Delilah follows afterwards, after everything, and was just like, Stella, what you doing with that young boy? What? She's giving her a lot of shit for it. But at the end, she's just like, listen, have fun. Who cares? You're on vacation. Just do whatever. It's fine. Which I'm so glad because, I think Delilah's intent wasn't for them to, fall in love or anything. But it's just like, hey, again, be safe, be smart. You're on vacation. Who cares? But Stella and Winston ended up meeting some more. And they're connecting more. I don't know when's the last time Stella's been touched. But she's fallen for this man. So there's that. They end up having sex, of course. They're talking more about each other's lives and stuff. Winston's supposed to be a doctor because he's trying to follow in the footsteps of his father and things like that. They're just kind of going back and forth with that conversation. Then after that, Winston announces, oh, I'm going to be the assistant head chef for the people here. And so I was just like, that's great. That's why you're here. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And he's just like, yeah. So that means we probably can't hang out anymore because I got to keep working and working and working. And I was mad for her. It's kind of this is me being dramatic, but it's kind of just like, dang, you're going to have sex with me and then just leave me? Rude. And that happens. That happens sometimes. Granted, this was a vacation, so it could have happened and, could have been farewell. But, she's falling in love with this guy as much as she doesn't want to admit it to herself. So she's just like, what? But she talks to Delilah about it, and she's like, you know what, girl, again, just have fun. It doesn't have to really be all like that or be this deep. Like, don't be mad. Just, you know, you're on vacation. And then Stella ends up calling him before she leaves, but he wasn't available at his job, so she just ends up going back home. When she gets back home, admittedly, so much bad stuff happens. Like, first of all, she's ambushed by her sisters. Angela is on her lawn and is just trying to slut shame her and is being like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Da, 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 da. Like, girl, go be home and pregnant.
And you should be ashamed of yourself for being so desperate.
Vanessa's about the mess, and she's just like, I want to hear everything that happened. Tell me more about it after I get off of work. Then Stella goes into work. She gets fired. She leaves for a second to go on vacation to take time for herself, and she gets fired. What? She built that firm, brick by brick, that department, whatever it was, and they fired her. That's, oh man, oh man, oh man. She gets back home, she's with Quincy, and she's just kind of like group and be like, you know, I'll figure something out. It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. And then Winston ends up calling her because Delilah gave him her number. And it's just like, listen, I mean, I'll be able to come there maybe in a couple months so we can be together and find time together. And she's just like, nah, I'll just go there and bring my son. So she ends up going back to Jamaica, and she brings Quincy and her niece. I forgot her niece's name, unfortunately. But ends up bringing them, and they meet again, and it's so cute. Winston's pretty good with the kids. He takes kindly to them pretty quick, which is nice. And I'm sure that, you know, made Stella feel good because, again, she's in love with this man. Then later on, Winston says that he quit his job, but he doesn't want her to feel some kind of way because he did it. And she's just like, no, you know, you don't want to do nothing that you're not happy with. And I understand. I mean, I got fired, but, you know, we're in the same boat right now. So, yeah, they're just having a good time hanging with each other. Just, you know, it's vacation, so having a good time. Delilah ends up calling and, you know, just catching up and stuff. She's like, whoa, what's going on? You're back there again. But Delilah's sick. Delilah's in the hospital. They don't really say why, but Delilah's in the hospital, but she doesn't even mention it to Stella. She's just like, what you doing? What's going on? And she's being encouraging to her and just, again, just being like, live your life, whatever. And let Stella go without telling her. And it's really sad. Then Winston takes Stella to go meet his parents, which she didn't want to do or know they were doing, but ends up doing it. She meets the mom, she meets the dad, and she talks with the mom a little bit. And her mom is just like, listen, girl, we are the same age. What are you doing with my son? And then all of this whole time, Stella's been like, oh, you're so young and our age difference, I could be your mom, da 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 da. And now all of a sudden she's just like, well, he's not a baby anymore. He's not a baby. He's a grown man. So all of a sudden now you're defending his age. Like literally up until this point, it's always been some kind of problem between them. But now all of a sudden it's not. So then after that, they get back to Stella's like accommodation, wherever she's staying. And there's a note left for her to call the hospital. And that's when she finds out that Delilah's sick and they fly back home so that Stella can be with her. Stella's in the hospital with Delilah, and oh, man, it makes me really, really sad. Like, she never told her she was sick. She never told her that she had these problems. And like, I feel like, I don't know, obviously, but like, she was doing it just to not put a damper on anything. But man, like, why couldn't you have told me? So she kind of spends, I don't think those were her final moments, but she spends, you know, the day with her and just like laughing and laying with her and stuff. And then after that, then they have the funeral and the erase. It's just really sad. It's really, really sad. After all that happens, you know, Stella's just trying to figure everything out after the funeral. Winston's just like, I love you, by the way, and then decides to stay. So they're all together. So that's what happened after the funeral. Since Winston decided to stay, they ended up going to they ended up going to Stella's sister's house. And turns out they're having a barbecue and they're just like, bring him in here. We want to see him.
Hi there, Winston.
How do you do?
As you can see, I'm even more beautiful and brilliant than whatever her name is. Get your butt out of that car.
Okay.
He meets everyone. He meets her sisters, like all the different family, even her ex-husband, because he decided to show up. And everything was pretty nice, honestly. Angela is still but everything is pretty nice.
But she needs a man to stand up for himself. Did that work for you?
Hell no.
And then at the party, Stella ends up saying, I love you back, and was even startled herself. But, you know, it felt right in the moment, so she did it. I told you, she's in love with this man. Then there's a quick scene where Quincy talks to Winston, and he's just like, listen, just don't hurt my mom. You know, I think that she really, really likes you, and just don't break her heart. Just be nice to my mom. He's just like, I have full intentions to be great to her. And then they seem like a happy little family, like making breakfast together and just being jovial and all this kind of stuff. But that ends at dinner. They go out to dinner and Winston's about to pay for the bill, but Stella's just like, oh no, I got it, don't worry. And they get into a little tiff about that. Winston's just like, just let me pay, let me be a man. You keep treating me like a little boy, blah, 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 blah. And then they get into a little tiff about, you know, the age difference. And he's just like, I can't control my age. And you knew this. What are we gonna do now? Yeah, it's really amazing how like little things can really transpire a whole big argument like that. But, you know, so is life. Then after that, Stella's brought back into her job that fired her. And they're just like, listen, so it turns out we can't do this without you. Do you want to come back? And she said no. I honestly was happy about that because it's just like, you're gonna fire me. Okay, they basically, in my own opinion, fired her because she took a vacation and they couldn't handle it. And then once she was gone, the company went to shit and they're just like, Stella, no, kick rocks. But yeah, Winston reassures her just like, listen, you didn't take it because you knew you didn't want to and you knew you'd be on a path that would be better for you. So it's okay. Like, stop worrying so much and really just try to relax and kind of go with the flow. I think his dynamic for her is really nice because she is pretty uptight and like by the book, everything has to be this way or nothing. And he's very much more of like trying to be more relaxing and easy. And I think that is good for her in some cases. Then a little later, Winston actually ends up proposing to her and is just like, just let me know. What's the answer? And she doesn't answer. She's just like, my heart's saying yes, but I don't want to give you an answer right now. So please just let me get back to you. This goes on for about a week and Winston's upset. He's just like, I asked you to marry me about a week ago and I have no answer. Like, what's going on?
Last week I asked you to marry me, okay? For you to spend the rest of your life with me and I don't have an answer.
Do we have to talk
now,
about
how long
it
do
now?
I have to...
Again, the age thing comes up again and then he's arguing with her. Quincy comes in and they're all yelling at each other and it's just like, it's a mess.
Yeah, because I don't appreciate it.
Shut up, Quincy.
But you know what? You know, according to this movie, what heals all? Sex. They end up having sex and it seems like everything's good from there. Pretty sure that, how can I say this without getting in trouble? They arrived at the same time. So that maybe they felt connected after they did that and all was forgiven. Then after that, they keep having more conversations and Winston's just like, listen, I feel like I'm holding you back in some way. I feel like I'm adding more to your plate than what is necessary. I'm going to go back home. And he ends up, you know, driving back home. Well, driving to the airport to go home so that he could go back to school. And then Stella ends up beating him to the airport. How did she do that while also being in a different outfit? Can't tell you, but she beats him to the airport and it's just like, listen, you can go to school here, stay. And she says yes to his proposal. Now you may be wondering, Kemma, what happened next? How was the wedding? How was school? Did he graduate? Girl, I don't know. They didn't say any of that. They ended the movie on him spinning her around in the airport, and that was it. We don't know if they ended up getting married. We don't know if he ended up getting his degree. We don't know what happened to her business. Like, did she actually do all of that and grow it out? We don't know. We don't know. What I will say is that was a BS ending, and I did not like that at all. But all around, I thought this movie was okay. So this movie got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. And okay. I don't think this was a bad movie. I think it had some funny parts in there. But I just feel like it's unfinished. And all these, I don't get it. So this movie was about 2 hours long. I watched Avatar, which was 17 hours. So obviously not that long. But I just feel like I don't think there's a part 2 to how Stella got her groove back. Why is there so much empty stuff that's unresolved and we don't know? I think I'm starting to figure out that I'm a person that needs movies to like have a completed ending. I don't want stuff left up to the imagination. We just have to assume they lived happily ever after, which would be an amazing ending, but like There's so much that's not finished, and I don't like that. But whatever. The bottom line, Angela Bassett looks amazing. Still to this day looks amazing. And the movie's undone, but it will never be finished. So yeah, that's the end of the movie, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. Listen, I am trying hard to find other movies that aren't related to any kind of Black struggle, anything that's hard. We're looking at movies that are good for us this month. I don't want to listen to any or look at any oppression things. No, all happy stuff this month. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let everybody know about this. Let your dogs, cats, aunts, uncles, moms, dads, farm animals, everyone know that I am here and I am posting every Thursday. If you disagree with what I said, if you agree with what I said, if you want to say how good I did in this video, or if you have any other recommendations of what I should watch next, please leave a comment down below. Also, if you want to comment how many times I had to pull up the shirt, leave it down below. But again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next week. Bye!